Hey guys, new video here. Lost Ark just released a massive news post with a ton of information on what is coming in May, and it's a lot more than we expected. So before I start this video, I know it's really hard to get good information that's backed up by dev posts and community manager posts, right? Especially when you're just hearing it through like maybe a Twitch chat or from a friend, and you never really know, right? So in this video, what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to be very concise, right? I'll try to make this a shorter video. I'll tell you exactly what we're getting 100%. And then at the end, I'll discuss some things that we don't really know until the exact patch notes come out. And this could sometimes be the night before the actual release, right? If history repeats itself with things like the Argos thing and the Lance Master patch. But first, the big thing is that Valtan is guaranteed coming out this month, right? So this is the first Legion Commander raid, and that really opens up the end game. There will be two different versions of this, so two different raids. You have the normal mode, and that's 1415. You have to be 1415 item level to enter it. You can't go in under leveled like you can with some Argos with P2 or P3 if you're familiar with that. And there's also a hard mode, which requires 1445 item level. You can only do one of these per week per character. So if you do have a 1445 character, for example, you can't go kill hard mode Valtan and then go do normal as well, the 1415 version, and get rewards for both. You can only choose one of them. It kind of functions like the lockouts do for normal and hard Orehas, if you're familiar with doing those each week, okay? And then also you might be wondering, what is the difference in rewards in these two modes, right? That's a very common question. On the Reddit, user Sivo has posted these amazing prep images and infographics kind of. And I will link to those images below in the description so you can look at that on your own time, as it is like so much information there, and you can kind of look at it and break it down and kind of decide what you want to do from there. Also keep in mind that these are like subject to change because, you know, there have been tweaks to like Argos and Orehas rewards in our version in the West. So as that, if anything else comes up, I'll update this video in the description or make a new video or something like that. But things could change based on the rewards that they seem fitting, right, for our version. Another thing that's different with these Legion raids is that there are gates or checkpoint systems. So in Argos, you know, if your group calls it quits on P3 without collecting loot, you have to like redo P1 and then redo P2 all over again, right? You have to fight Argos twice to get to P3 to try again. Well, this is changing in Valtan. So in Valtan, you kind of save your progress. So there's two gates, which just means that there's like two mini bosses, two phases in future bosses. And if you kill the first boss, you can jump right back into where you left off if the group needs to disband for whatever reason. I think this is a really good change because, you know, I expect that when we first get this, especially if you have a blind group or something, it's going to be hours and hours of prog, right, in the first week. So great change there. Next, a new Jardian's coming out, right? We have Descaluda coming out. I'm super excited because I've been killing Nightfox YOLO 22 times a day, like for a month now, right? So it's time for something new, time for a new challenge. One big thing is that it is on the small map, so it's on the same map pretty much as Nightfox YOLO. So if your party doesn't flare or pheromone, which happens a lot in matchmaking, it's not really a big deal. You can just find the boss really easily. It will require item level 1415 to enter it or to matchmake it, and it has a chance of relic accessories. Now, if you remember Nightfox, although reward window says you can get legendaries and stuff, you can also get a lot of purple items. So don't be surprised if you aren't getting that many relics, as it is a chance, and it's the first boss of the tier, right? In terms of leap stones, if Nightfox is like based on our data, it's about 7 greater leap stones on average. I would expect Descaluda to drop 9 on average because it is 2 tiers above Nightfox YOLO, and with ever so slightly more destruction and Jardian stones as well. The big money here will be on the possible relic accessories, right? Because if you get the right ones, there are going to be whales and people who will probably pay like 50, 100, 200,000 gold for the perfect relic accessories in the first week or two, right? That's kind of how it was with Argos, and I don't see it being any different with this new patch, right? It might be more of a thing because we're keeping the relic accessories for so much longer. A quick strategy here that's making its way around is that if you have a 1415 character and you're ready to do Descaluda, 5 days before the patch hits, you don't do any Nightfox YOLOs, right? Because the rest of the bonus will accumulate and will give you a double chance when you kill Descaluda for the double chance at relic accessories, right? And of course, this will last for, I guess, 2.5 days, right? Because on the first 2 days, you'll get double, and then on the third day, you'll be on your last bar of rested. So one last thing they'll say is please remember that you do need to kill Velganos, right? The one that's right after Nightfox. You gotta kill that guy one time in the previous tier because you need that kill to unlock this Descaluda fight. So it would suck if like the patch hit, you're excited to play with your friends, and then you can't do the Descaluda because you gotta go kill the Velganos. So make sure to do that at some point before the patch drops. Another thing is new class gets released is the Destroyer. It comes out with this May patch, but the biggest piece of news here is that it's not just the Destroyer, it's the updated Destroyer, and it comes with the full Korean balance patch that came out recently in Korea. So this means a whole lot of buffs, a whole lot of changes, a whole lot of nerfs to certain classes. I'm gonna link this this neatly little put together max roll guide because they consolidate everything in an easy to read format, and everything's gonna be in one place. If you want to see like what changes my build exactly, everything will be there. Really nice to see that, like, you know, most of the classes did get buffed. Only a few got like really nerfed, and it's every class is still viable. I wouldn't really worry too much. If you enjoy playing class, just keep playing the class. Also, challenge guardians are here, so this is different from the Descaluda. So I'll do a quick rundown of this, okay? This is when you kill 3 Jardians in 1 week per roster, okay? Whereas like a normal Jardian like Descaluda, you do twice per character. This will be 3 times per roster, okay? It's equalized content, meaning that you gain no benefit from things like tripod levels. You'll only have like the level 1 default tripods. You also gain no benefit from your card sets that you have equipped. You gain no benefit from gems that you have equipped, so it becomes a lot harder. And then also you gain you do gain the benefit from your engravings, okay? So that's kind of you can, when you're making your party finder, you can check people's engravings, but don't worry about like what cards and gems they have. I would also suggest you just like don't matchmake at all in these early weeks because it's gonna be a clown fiesta, right? People are gonna go in, they're gonna like forget how to play these, like especially if it's tier 1 and tier 2 Jardians, which are a little bit harder, right, at minimum item level. So just try to find a party for it, or make your own party in the party finder, okay? Now for the rewards, this is probably the part that, like, you know, everyone wants to know. Well, in Korea, here's what I figured out, because I looked at a lot of YouTube videos, I looked at a lot of forum posts, and this is what Korea gets. Once again, we could have a changed version, we don't know yet, but from all of my research, you get a lot of stuff. And here's what you get. You get leap stones, Jardian destruction stones. In a screenshot I saw in Korea, you get about 1,400 of the blue stones. You get about 500, up to 500 of the red stones, and about 70 of the leap stones. Okay, this is kind of huge. And it's applicable to whatever tier your character is in. You also get 6 chests where you get Powder of Sage for increasing the tripod transfer chance. You get 9 ability stone chests where you can choose the grade of the stone, and after that it's random. Kind of like when you buy it from the fastening guy, right? When you trade in your powder for that. So that's pretty amazing, especially if you have the item level to get the relic ones. And you also get 18 accessory chests, just like above. It's completely random, but you do get to choose the grade based on the item level that you have achieved on the character opening it. And then also you get 3 engraving book selections. These are blue or green class or combat engravings, and you can pick which ones you want, right? These are pretty amazing, like overall, because this is something you'll be doing every single week, and so it'll really build up, right? And this is kind of one of the things that we've been asking for, because, like, you know, honing was only rough because we didn't have all the sources of the materials that they did in Korea. Okay. Also, to note, there are new South Vern activities, so hopefully you've made it through South Vern on your 1340 plus characters, right, done the storyline and all that stuff. There's a new line dungeon, so the one that you've been doing twice a week for the chance at the Onion Star that drops from the boss, and of course those shards that buy a bunch of goodies from the vendor. A hard mode will be coming out that will be 1415. You have to have a 1415 idle character to enter that one. And then there's a Thunderwings field boss that's coming out. That's gonna be great because I've been killing Moki for a long time, and it's kind of like, you know, it's getting kind of boring. And Thunderwings will probably drop relic jewelry, a chance of relic jewelry, and, you know, better rewards than Moki. What else is coming out? Well, the South Vern Child's Gate is also coming out. So right now, you know, if you've been doing it at max level, you're doing the Star Sand Beach in Punica, that gate. But then we're going to be doing a new one in South Vern now, right? So for better rewards. Hopefully we'll also get the vendor, because those of us that have been saving our rift shards can buy the better maps for better rewards. There's also the South Vern Chalice Dungeon, and this is kind of huge because this is daily content you'll be doing every day on any character that's 1415 or above. Quick note on these 2 daily dungeons is that you can save your rested bonus as well if you want, just like you're doing with Descaluda on your 1415s for 5 days to try to get more relic accessories. We don't know how many levels ours will have. It's safe to assume that there will be 3, but we don't know until the patch notes. And these also have a chance at relic accessories, so kind of important to get to these if you can. I'll post a little screenshot here and you can kind of see that, you know, with these 2 dungeons, you also have to note that it says in the expected rewards that you get relics, but if you've ever done a 1400, you kind of know that, like, you know, there's a lot of purple items in there and not just the legendaries in the 1400. So don't be too disappointed if you do not get like a massive amount of relic accessories to try to make some money off of, okay? Other content that's coming, there's Wild Wings Island, and this seems like a new event. There's a giant chicken picture here, since they mentioned like event coins in the forum post, but we'll need a little bit further clarification on this, if it's like a full-on event or if it's like a new adventure island, something like that. If it's anything like the winter event or the Naru event, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be insane, right? You're definitely gonna want to cap out your event coins every week to buy out the vendor on the appropriate characters. There's also 2 new guild events coming, which is good because there hasn't been any reason to have a strong guild besides bloodstone distribution and stuff and like the research or whatever. But now we'll get to PvP with our guildies on islands, or we'll be able to fight a raid boss together in a PvE format, right? So there's PvP and PvE content, 2 types coming with this patch. I'm sure they'll release the exact rewards later in the patch notes as well. GVG, in terms of the PvP aspect of fighting for an island, is not equalized like Arena is, right? In Arena, there's no like pay to win, there's no advantages that you can buy, but in the island, there will be. So it will be interesting to see if skill outweighs like massive gear advantage, and you know, if you're free to play, by the way, right? One of the most exciting things to me in this update is Neria's Tavern. So it's like a shopping mall where you buy actual clothes for your character. It rotates out each month, and from the initial screenshot, we don't have anything too fancy. Like, I personally like the jeans and the dress, but from this trailer that I'll put up above, you can kind of see that they get a little bit more crazy with it later on, and in Korea they have a lot of stuff. So this is just like the start of, if you like more of like the real life clothes versus the fantasy stuff, this is kind of for you, right? Like, I personally like my characters to be dressed in like actual clothing, because I play a lot of like the female characters, but you know, if you don't care about that kind of stuff, I guess it won't be as exciting if you want actual like battle armor. What else is coming? Quality of life updates are coming. So May will introduce a ton of quality of life changes, right? You're gonna get front and back indicators, which a lot of people have been waiting for, because sometimes like on certain bosses, it's really hard to see what's the front and the back, right? There's a lot of DPS dealers that have to attack from the back. There's also daily and weekly content that you can check directly from the character selection, and this is huge because a lot of us have been using BinArc, right? And with BinArc, you know, it's like it's a website, it's a browser based, you have to go outside the game. It'll be nice to have this stuff right in the game. There's a few UI updates. There's also some like party finder updates. Loot dismantling is coming. So right now, if you look at the screenshot here, we have very limited loot, right? We can choose the piece and we can choose the quality and rarity. That's about it. With the loot update for dismantling, you'll be able to kind of say like, hey, if a piece like has domination, expertise, or endurance, like one of the really trash stats, just get rid of it. So it's gonna save you so much time. This kind of like updated loot filter, more complicated loot filter, to kind of immediately tell in your inventory if you have something that's worth looking at. Okay, I can't tell you if you're like me and you play a lot of alts, this will save you so much time each day. Additionally, some new features to the market, or like the auction house, which means that, you know, right now our auction house is also a little bit limited in the sense that you can't really search for the malices, right? Which is like the bad stats. You can't, if you switch the earring to necklace or necklace to ring or something, it deletes the entire search box. So these improvements will help you get around the auction house a little bit better. I still don't like that there's 2 auction houses. I don't know why they did that, but you know, that's for another video here. And also there's a few more features that are just kind of like flavor or like for fun, and that is you can summon random mounts that you favorited. That's kind of cool, right? That's, you can expect this in, you know, in all the other MMOs have this. So if you have a ton of mounts and there's a lot of like rare ones that you have, you can kind of summon those randomly. There's also new hairstyles coming, and then I don't know if the ears for the mage are coming, like human-based ears. I know they have that in Korea, but hopefully we get something like that soon. Right, so that's about everything that we are getting. As you can see, it's a ton of stuff. And now let's talk about some wishlist stuff. So things that like I've been talking about a lot that might be coming, but we don't know for sure, is the honing buff. So global honing buffs are definitely not coming for Valtan, okay? But there is a stronghold honing buff that comes at 1460. So if you reach 1416, if you remember when you reached 1385, you went to your stronghold, you researched something, and you got a I think it's like a 10% honing buff and some material resource reduction. That comes at 1460. Now it's weird because in Korea, I believe it didn't come until Vicus, but in I've heard from people that in Japan and Russia, these 2 markets, it did come with the normal and hard mode releases of Valtan. So we'll have to see. We have no idea if it's coming or not. So take that with a grain of salt, but it would be nice if it did come with this patch. Another thing is that the quality of life for the challenge dungeons. So in Korea, when you do your daily 2 dungeons, the maps are on average smaller and the mobs are more packed. So you spend less time in there every day, right? If we get this, that would be great. They didn't mention it specifically in the quality of life paragraph, but hopefully that's just something that they overlooked. And then 2 more things that I kind of think is really unlikely, but it could come. Number 1 would be more character slots. Like if they gave us 6 more character slots, some people might not have to wonder, oh man, do I really want to make like, you know, a lance master, a destroyer? Like what if next month is artist or scouter or whatever, right? It would give a little bit, it would ease the stress a little bit, right, of creating all these characters. And then also, because we know that no power pass is coming for destroyer and there's no express event or anything, I would really hope that they sell a power pass, maybe like even a tier 1 power pass, right, Tavern, in the store that we can buy for like $10 or something, right? That would be my kind of, you know, goal for that. Or not goal, sorry. That would be my like wish list, okay, for things that are coming. So anyways, that's the video. And if you guys enjoyed the video, like the video, you can comment, let me know what you guys are excited for. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, right? That's what I'm supposed to say here. If you guys want to ask me any more questions, I stream every day on Twitch, usually in the evenings, but now sometimes in the mornings, twitch.tv/cutenedog_. Okay, hope to see some of you guys there. Okay, thanks for watching my video, guys. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye.